I've been up reading the comments about the interview I did with Lisa Leslie about KobeBryant. And I know that if I had only seen the clip that you saw, I'd be extremely angry with me too. I am mortified, I'm embarrassed, and I am very angry. Unbeknownst to me, my network put up a clip from a very wide-ranging interview, totally taken out of context, and when you see it that way, it's very jarring. It's been said that his legacy is complicated because of a sexual assault charge, which was dismissed in 2003, 2004. Is it complicated for you as a woman, as a WNBA player?
It's not complicated for me at all. Even if there's a few times that we've been at a club at the same time. Kobe's not the kind of guy, never been like, you know, Lisa, go get that girl or tell her or send her this. I have other NBA friends that are like that. Kobe's, he was never like that. I just never have ever seen him being the kind of person that would do something to violate a woman or be aggressive in that way. That's just not the person that I know.
But Lisa, you wouldn't see it though. As his friend, you wouldn't see it.
And that's possible. I just don't believe that. And I'm not saying things didn't happen. I just don't believe that things didn't happen with force.
Is it even a fair question to talk about it, considering he's no longer with us and that it was resolved? Or is it really part of his history?
I think that the media should be more respectful. At this time, it's like if you had questions about it, you've had many years to ask him that. I don't think it's something that we should keep hanging over his legacy. I mean, it went to trial.
Yeah, well, it was dismissed because the victim in the case refused to testify, so it was dismissed.
And I think that's how we should leave it.
What do you gain from that? I swear to God, we the worst. We the worst. We expect more from you, Gayle. Don't you hang out with Oprah? Why y'all attacking us? We your people. You ain't coming after Harvey Weinstein asking them dumb questions. I get sick of y'all. I want to call you one. Is it okay if I call him one? Funky dog head. How dare you try to tarnish my homeboy's reputation, punk motherfucker. Respect the family and back off before we come get you.
I just didn't understand what the goal is at that point. Because she know what Kobe means to the actual culture at the same time. Like they knew what Michael Jackson meant.
But if somebody...
I just don't know what you're trying to do when the men are dead. The legal system couldn't deal with it. What are you supposed to do? Publicly convict them? Is that the idea?
I've been up reading the comments about the interview I did with Lisa Leslie about KobeBryant. And I know that if I had only seen the clip that you saw, I'd be extremely angry with me too. I am mortified, I'm embarrassed, and I am very angry. Unbeknownst to me, my network put up a clip from a very wide-ranging interview, totally taken out of context, and when you see it that way, it's very jarring. It's jarring to me. I didn't even know anything about it. I started getting calls. What the hell are you doing? Why did you say this? What is happening? I did not know what people are talking about. So I've been told, or I've been advised, to say nothing. Just let it go. People will drag you. People will troll you. It'll be over in a couple of days. But that's not good enough for me, because I really want people to understand what happened here and how I'm feeling about it. I reached out to Lisa because I know that she's a longtime friend of Kobe's, to talk about his legacy and their friendship. We had a really wide-ranging interview, talked about many things: his career, his passion, his sense of humor, the way he was mentoring other people, how he was starting his next chapter. It was wide-ranging. And yes, we talked about that court case, because that court case has also come up. And I wanted to get Lisa's take on it as a friend who knew him well, what she thought, where that should stand. And I thought it was very powerful when she looked me in the eye as a member of the media to say it's time for the media to leave it alone and to back off. During the course of the interview, I asked follow-up questions because I wanted to make sure that her position and perspective were very clear. And at the end, when she said it's time to leave it alone, as I said, I thought that was powerful. And I insisted that part be in the interview because I thought that it put a nice button on that part of the conversation. When the interview aired, we got a great reaction to it. I talked to Lisa last night. I believe that Lisa was okay with the interview. And I felt really good about the interview. So for the network to take the most salacious part when taken out of context and put it up online for people who didn't see the whole interview is very upsetting to me, and that's something I'm going to have to deal with them. And there will be a very intense discussion about that. I also want to say this. I have been with KobeBryant on many social occasions. He was very kind and very warm to me, and I felt that we had a friendly relationship. I, too, am mourning his loss, just like everybody else. I still am shocked by it. It's tragic and untimely, and the last thing I would want to do is disparage him at this particular time. And I hope people understand that. And that's why I'm taking this time to speak to you directly. I've never done one of these before. I've never done one of these before, but this was so important to me that I felt I had to say something. I don't want to sit up on a set and read a prepared remark. I wanted you to hear exactly where I'm coming from and how I'm feeling, and to let everybody know that no disrespect intended. And now I've got to go to work. I thank you for listening.
Now, I got to be honest with you. I am not angry that Gayle King asked Lisa Leslie a tough question. I'm not angry that she asked her a follow-up question. I think that it went a little far. I also think that I can imagine Gayle King and Lisa Leslie's position, where Lisa Leslie has to basically go on about her friendship with KobeBryant, much like Gayle might have to go on with her friendship about Harvey Weinstein. And I think that it would be about the same answer. They never did it around me. What I find disingenuous is that if you did it the right way, if you ask a tough question and you ask a tough follow-up question and you believe you were doing your job, your vocation is journalist, why did you apologize? Why did you respond to the backlash? I understand what it's like for people to not like a joke that I've told or a position I've taken. But if I have done what I believe, there is no response. I understand you're angry, and I'll just have to understand it. If you can't take a joke, F it. I understand it. I think that it's disingenuous to believe that a journalist who's hired by CBS, the Tiffany Network, CBS has more viewers than any other network in the country. CBS also has 60 Minutes, which asks tough questions and does interviews that forward an agenda that they have. CBS, is, to a lot of people, is why we have Fox News. It is the answer to them. It is the yang to their yang. It is the reason people wanted something else. So to have an idea that you as a journalist were being tricked into doing an interview. The only reason Lisa Leslie was on that interview because she was KobeBryant's friend. And the only reason you had her on the interview was to ask her that question. It wasn't to talk about how he died tragically or his charity work or his relationship with his daughter. It was to R. Kelly him. It's exactly what it is. And I understand it. That's what journalists do. That's what it's come to. Do not then pretend like that wasn't your objective. Do not then try, because you get a little heat, to apologize. If you have done what your vocation is, your sworn vocation, why? Why apologize? You did what it is you were supposed to do. I understand asking hard questions. I understand asking people unpopular things at very tenuous moments. What I don't understand is it's not even-handed. I can understand you asking Lisa Leslie about KobeBryant. I want the day when you ask somebody about Harvey Weinstein or Donald Trump or Jeffrey Epstein. I hope that you one day will ask Rush Limbaugh about his drug addiction. See, I don't have a problem. I don't have this thing where there's a moral equivalence. Well, they get to do it and you should too. I think that what these people are accused of should be asked. What these things about they're accused of should be delved into. But I think it should be across the board with everybody. I don't think you can say I'm a journalist and then say I've been taken out of context. Journalists never get to utter the phrase, I'm taken out of context, because that is exactly what journalism has become. I will take you out of context. I will do what I need to get people viewership, and then people will watch. Everybody in journalism understands if it bleeds, it leads, and that happens to be true whether it's you or me or anybody else. I am not convinced that you didn't understand. I'm not convinced that you didn't want some level of this. I am convinced that you don't get to play victim now, because that's exactly what you get angry at people for doing. Well, you get angry at somebody for going, oh, I didn't know, and they're misunderstanding me, and it's taken out of context. Here is the thing. You said what you said, you asked the questions you asked, and you have a responsibility to walk them down, to live up to them. The bottom line is this. It is not wrong to ask questions that make people uncomfortable. It's wrong to only do it to one group of people.
Today, I am going to discuss this Gayle King situation. Now, I saw social media going crazy, and rightfully so. I'm really disappointed in Gayle King. And now, I'm going to say a couple angles on it, and then you guys can say what you want to say. First and foremost, Gayle King, you're black. That's first right there, you're black. And on top of that, you have a double standard and a double responsibility as a journalist, as a host, to not only do your job, but on point to make sure you take care of us. Do you understand? Us. If you feel me? So when you did the interview with Lisa Leslie, and you knew what questions you were going to ask. You knew what questions didn't feel right in your spirit. You got uncles, you got aunties, you got people who you understand that could check you, that you got a barometer somewhere. They're like, if it don't feel right now, I'm not going to ask that question. Now, I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of people out here that's still hurting over KobeBryant. I'm one of them. And still in disbelief. And to hear anybody say something crazy, I take it personal. And I feel like it's disrespectful to his family, to his legacy, everything. Case in point. When I interviewed Michael Jackson, right? There was about 8 questions that I could have asked Mike. I know it was a bunch of stuff going on, blah, 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 blah. Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not taking this opportunity to disrupt the situation, that the trust that I had with Michael Jackson, to even give me the opportunity for the interview, but also to change the energy. You know, did you see how uncomfortable Lisa Leslie was? And I'm so proud of you, Les. I'm so proud of you that you handled that like a G. You didn't let her set a booby trap for you to say something, because then they would take your soundbite and then throw you under the bus. So, love that. So I didn't allow that to happen. When I interviewed Tupac, same thing. You know what was going on with Tupac, who was my personal friend? How much was going on that was crazy that I could have asked Pac, and I was like, nah, it's not what we're doing right now. We're selling an album. We are doing everything. He just got out of jail. I'm not going there. Not going to do it. When I interviewed Prince, same situation. It was a whole bunch of stuff going on. Why I'm going to jeopardize my friendship with Prince, giving me the opportunity, all the stuff he was doing and going through with Emancipation, that whole album, the whole symbol thing and what was going on between the record labels. Did I go in there? Nah. So So, Gayle, I know you came out. I know you posted it. That, you know, my network cut out and took it. Nah, I ain't trying to hear that. You know why? Because if you didn't ask it, they can't use it. You see what I'm saying? Don't ask it. They can't use it. So you can't, anything you put it for every artist, for every person who's done an interview, for everyone who's being interviewed, if you don't have to answer it. And you don't have to ask it. People do it for their own agenda sometimes. Sometimes people make the choices they make, but you got to wear that choice. You understand? You got to wear that choice. So, Gayle, you deserve to feel it because you was out of pocket and you let your job get you out of pocket. So you probably going to have to go around making peach cobblers for everybody in the hood. You're going to probably have to do something real crazy, donation-wise of your time. You might want to call Oprah and ask her to let you borrow that plane so you can fly your ass around America and just be dropping love on folks because you out of pocket. O-O-P. Out of pocket. Period. Now I'm done. Enjoy your day. I just had to get that off my chest.
It's just hard to go to sleep after what this Gayle King woman has just done. I don't understand. You could have asked his peers that question years after he won a championship after that incident. You could have asked his peers that question 2 years ago when he retired. You wait till he passes away to ask that question to his peers. Not just passing away, but an horrific death that we would never get over for the rest of our lives. That's when you wait to ask his peers about. The only woman that would do some shit like this is a woman that's not getting no dick. By looking at your face, I could tell you haven't had a dick in a very long time. Your pussy has not gotten wet in a very long time. You probably have to add water to your period. I don't even know if you even have a husband. Is there a nigga out there fucking you? Because I've never seen Mr. King. Nobody has seen Mr. King. The way your face is set up, you're handsome. You would never be beautiful. You make me look so cute. I'm so disgusted with what you done today. Trying to destroy this guy's legacy. A guy that did nothing but brought. It's been painful enough for what we are going through as fans. They have to figure out what his wife is going through, what his other kids are going through. A man that lost his life with his daughter that wanted to take over his throne as a basketball player. I'm not sure what kind of crack, cocaine, weed, reefer pot, ecstasy that you took today before asking Lisa Leslie that question. I just hope God have mercy on you. I don't have the heart to call you the B word and call you out of your name because I have a mother. I'm just going to just leave that. I just want to dick slap you.